Here's an interesting one I got this morning. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
Please look at the nightmare parents and kids face in registration. An absolute mess. Your own presec. Some went at 6 a.m. and finished at 5 p.m. Some had to stand the whole day. Ask parents to share their experiences. Well, why do people say my own? Well, the Minister of Education was there and saw everything for himself.
But why hasn't the process improved? You should be able to register your kid from home and then just drop the kid off and go home.
I think because of all the suspicions and the confusion about the CSSPS, I think it's fair for the school to do the thing physically.
Aye, I'll ask you, in this day and age. So as far as we will not improve anything in life.
So suggest to me how they should do it digitally. So a child has come. He's in house 3. He's sleeping in the common room. He's a visual arts student. So he's in Form 1 AV or whatever. He physically needs to show himself.
No.
Or what does he need to do?
No. A system has placed a kid within a certain school. That school is supposed to have a system that places the kid in which house, places the kid in which class, places the kid under which section or whatever.
Algorithm.
Without the kid having to physically show up. So if the kid shows up on the 18th, the kid might have already received a text message or whatever that says that
children are not supposed to send phones to school.
No, their parents would have received that.
So you take your child to Presec, you see 500 students or 1,000 students there.
Yes.
So you send them to the house. You mean you have to find the house yourself?
So you know what Godfred has described is how you think about the system.
It's the system I'm thinking about. You asked me for a solution.
Yeah, no, but I'm trying to question your
You don't want a solution.
No, I'm saying that physically.
Yeah.
You are handing the guy's in house 3. So you need to know where house 3 is. Then you need to hand him over to the housemaster. But the housemaster is receiving maybe another 400 students. So maybe my point is that there are certain physical things that need to be done.
No.
There's nothing physical.
No. You've placed.
So you should just go look for the house.
If I arrive at Pesek,
yes.
Which house? Give me a house.
I was in house 3.
House 3. So I report to the admin block.
And there's a room called common room.
Admin block. There are directional signs. It's a school.
Yes.
House 1 is here. House 2 is here. House 3 is here.
Yes.
The kid has already received the information that he's in house 3.
Yeah.
Right. And for a kid on the first day of school, the most important thing is the house. Not seeing your housemaster. Not seeing your housemaster. You will see eventually. You see, but parents want to talk to the housemaster. Perhaps give the housemaster some money to look after the kid.
If I go, I need to find. So let's take it one by one. If you go, let's assume you're going to the house as a boarder.
Yes.
I think you need to see the housemaster.
The housemaster will see everybody who comes in that same day. Why?
Why not?
No.
The housemaster must know. I think that they will say, all house 3 boys come and sit here. Maybe there are 200 boys.
Yes.
The housemaster come and address them.
Yeah.
And then you say, all with A to B, you are in dorm A. Or with B to C, you are in dorm B or something.
No.
They have to do those things.
So I'll give you something. So I'll give a scenario. My boy works, my boy is on the students' council.
Yes.
Right, somewhere. Now, the incoming cohort, and note the cohort that is coming in outnumbers your secondary school cohort.
We have 5,000 students.
Yes. I'm not, when I say my boy.
It's an investing matter.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not, the cohort that is coming in.
Okay.
So the school says that there are designated persons who the school has selected who are at a certain level in the school. Yep. So they are 300s or 400s. So in this system, they could be SS3s or SS2s who are designated leaders.
Yeah.
So
and the same thing happens in our school too.
So why do you need to see the housemaster?
No, but I'm not justifying
hold on.
Confusion.
So I'm
trying to explain that admitting students into a secondary school space, digital can help, but it's a physical process.
No, it does not need. Then you don't want the piece that you are looking for. It does not need to be a completely digital process. But I am saying that there is a way that the same way that technology has been used to simplify the admission process, the same way technology has been used. Because back in the day, how were you receiving your BC results and your YC results?
I go and check on the notice board. But when I went to Form 1...
It has changed.
It was long ago. But what I remember was that we went to the administration block. they knew we had been admitted. Then you go to specific places for specific things. I remember I went to a certain room for my hymn book and my school cloth.
No, you've
There's
gone too
another
far.
place I'll take my school uniform.
Bernard.
So my question is, for these people,
You've gone too far.
Bro, Joe, how will they get their uniform?
No, you've
How will
gone
they
too
get
far.
their
Hold on,
things?
you've gone too far.
Okay.
You see, the question you asked was a very simple question. The first day process.
Yes.
You're not collecting your school uniform on the first day. You're
When
not
you
collecting your hymn book on the first
We
day.
collected on the first day.
No, but that's just I'm saying that you see, what you have is a recipe for chaos. So
Okay.
the school knows that there are 50 people who are coming.
For their
There are
uniform.
50.
Yes.
10 are going to house 1.
Yes.
10 are going to house 2. 10 are going to house 3.
Okay.
So you spread them across. Now at house 1, Richie Sky and Caleb are responsible for Form 1 boys. They're also students. They're senior students.
Good.
At house 2, Abeku and Godfred are house 2. Aloski and Kwabna are house 3. Now, knowing that we are expecting 10 students, the school knows that it is Kwabna Mensa who is coming. The school uniform needs to be measured. So that's a different agenda.
Okay.
But you don't need to measure hymn book. You don't need to measure Bible. You don't need to measure school clothes or whatever. So those are things that the various house leaders that you have appointed to welcome new students can handle. By the time you come and they take you to your bed, maybe your hymn book is already on the bed that you are going to, because the housemaster's job at that point would have been to allocate beds to the people who are coming in certain dormitories. Those are the logistical concerns of the housemaster, not the actual meet and greet at the door of the school. That is what a housemaster should be invested in. So by the time you come, the actual role of the housemaster is that the beds would have been assigned, logistics would have been assigned.
Okay.
Then later on he can come and check. Oh,
Fair enough.
10 people, you are here.
So I agree with you that
hear this
the
thing.
process can be enhanced by digital, but I have hear me out here.
Okay, I'll hear you.
When I went to school, we were only 400 Form 1 boys. The last time I went to check in my former school, there are over 1,500 coming into the school.
Yes.
Now, the infrastructure of the school hasn't really expanded. So the administration block has changed, but it's still not that big.
Yes.
Now, I think the school has a logistical problem. Just even knowing that the right person is coming. Because don't forget that there are so many people who are still trying to change their school placement.
Yes.
So if somebody is called Philip Owusu, we have to be sure that this is Philip Owusu from Kukurentumi DA, who got 6 1s coming to do general art. Now, fine, digital can make that process easy, QR codes and stuff. But the truth is that in the modern secondary school space,
Somebody who didn't get Presec will show up and say, I've come to Presec and go and sleep on somebody's
what
bed.
I'm saying is that the process can be simplified, and I haven't mastered the process. But I mean, I can understand why parents would wait to make sure that their ward gets into their house they have to get to. Make sure they have a mattress, because I went to a secondary school last 2 months. When I went to that secondary school, I went to the boys' dormitory. And a lot of the boys didn't have bed, so they were putting their mattress on the floor to sleep. This is a secondary school in the Volta region. The school has a boys' dorm, about 4 boys' dorms. When you got to the boys' dorm, I asked them, so me, we don't have, if we say we are going to put beds in the room for all the boys, we won't have enough. So they just lay the mattresses on the floor and they sleep. So a parent will want to be sure that this is where my child is going to sleep.
The parent wants to be sure which part of the floor the child is going to sleep on.
What I'm saying
is that how we are thinking now?
No, I'm saying there's a lot of anxiety from parents about
As to which part of the floor their ward will sleep on.
the lack of space. So it is understandable for parents to stay until they are very sure that their child has gotten in. We also know that there are some people who are competing to go into some schools who may not have been given those schools, so they'll go there to do last minute checks. What I'm saying is that in as much as digital can enhance secondary school admission, and without justifying the chaos, admission is still a physical process. You are bringing a physical human being to a physical school.
Exactly.
To be admitted into a physical space.
Yes.
How digital cannot change that? He has to come into the school.
That's
That's why. So if there are so unless you say let's do 50 a day, let's make admission 1 week, so that only 50 people come every day. But if all the 1,500 are coming in a day, it's definitely going to.
But you
cause
are
chaos.
talking here about the timely flow of traffic. So the process of admitting that number of kids now is taking the entire day, when all you are supposed to perhaps do is drop off. Hug your son or your daughter and say, my son, represent my name well as you are here. If you get the body nice, I'll slap you. Give him some pocket money, and then you go away. It should be a 10-minute process. But you have a parent who's
1,500 Form 1 boys.
Yes, Bernard, it should be. But what you have is a situation where
1,500
the
people.
parent shows up at 7 a.m. to take a seat and wait to write names physically. Then they will check. Okay, you go here. Then they go and carry the chop box and the thing there. That's why I'm saying that we could eliminate some of those things by letting the same way that the child now is able to check his results with the checker.
He should just go and check his class and go and sit there.
That's what the schools must be encouraged to do, is to invest in systems.
Very fair enough.
Where
fair enough.
Once the admissions come through, because the admissions are not sent to the schools manually.
Yeah.
The admissions are sent to the schools digitally.
I agree with you on the schools investing in systems. The challenge is that the secondary schools, the way the GES runs the whole thing, they don't have any liberty to do anything. All right,
including designing systems.
Massa.
Can they break things down in chunks?
Hey, and then
our secondary schools
time frames, so
our
maybe
secondary schools they have issues. So they don't even have enough food to eat. They are talking about digital system. The food to eat them.
Yeah, but the system must become efficient.
But Godfrey, that's true. But don't forget that 1,500 students entering one school on a day. Maybe some of what we are interpreting as chaos is just overcrowding, and it will not last. Because 1,500 students or 1,500 people anywhere will look like a chaotic scene.
But Bernard,
it's a lot of
Bernard,
people.
if some parents knew that the system was designed in a manner where they know that the child is already allocated this, so the parent knows that my child is going to house 3. The parent knows that when my child goes, whatever it is he needs has already been placed there.
You just go to house 3. So you don't crowd at assembly hall.
Most of the parents might not even bother going to school with their kids. They'll just put the child in a bus or a car if it is close enough and say, go to school.
My worry is that with 1,500 students entering a school, Form 1, with about 50 people in one class, with about 25 streams for science, I'm not sure what you are giving them is education. I think that's even the bigger question, because
but let's deal with the entrance.
You can't have 25 science classes in a school. I mean, how are the teachers even going to teach? How are they going to know who's a good student? It's a problem. So I feel like the challenge of numbers has caught us by surprise, and the bigger issue is that we have been expanding our schools to accommodate the number of people who are eligible to go. But I agree with you. We need a better system to manage the admissions, and hopefully parents will tell us their own experience. We have a report from about 5 schools. We did a report from about 5 regions. We're going to play that report for you. Number of parents getting in touch. We asked them to tell us their experience, and let's just hear some of them.
Okay, yes. So some of them have been telling us about their experiences as you asked them to. Good morning. I think it's the checking of the items on the prospectus that causes the delay. Even with online admission, the student is automatically allocated a house, but because there are items expected from each student, from each student's house, parents must inspect the items brought by every student. Can this be done by technology? No, but this can be done at the house by student leaders. Hi, Godfrey. I think Bernard's initial remarks that because of the lack of confidence in the CSSP system, the reason why fiscal presence is necessary should be understood. Siemens. Hi, Bernard. About 2 weeks ago, I visited St. Mary's Senior High School to pick up the prospectus for my brother, something that could have been emailed. I was instructed to provide all the listed items and bring him to the school on Monday, 20th October. However, upon arrival, we were asked to pay 800 Ghana cedis. When I inquired about the purpose of the payment, I was told it covered PTA dues, a visitor's card, and exit fees, excluding the cost of the Bible, hymn book, and rosary. I requested a receipt for the payment, but was informed that none would be issued. I also asked about the visitor's card. I was told it would be provided for my brother. What does he need a visitor's card for? It's evident that without paying the 800 Ghana cedis, my brother would not have been admitted. Good morning, Bernard. How do we inspect items on the prospectus in the digital manner? The items on the prospectus, the inspection of Ihiamopao.
I don't know.
Even these days,
so the item is not inspected, the child don't go to the school.
No, even if you take a photograph of what you have, AI knows what no, I mean, these are systems, but I'm telling you, the systems
I'm a
are there.
housemaster. I'm admitting a child
who's supposed to bring a broom and a cutlass.
What has AI got to do?
So because hold on,
so because asking a question as to how it is digital, whatever will solve the problem. I'm saying that in this day and age, right, you can open your fridge and then take a
scan the items and based on the shape.
I'll tell you everything.
The housemaster doesn't want that.
So it is possible.
The housemaster who is admitting 1,500 students should use AI to scan.
Yeah, but to also say that because the housemaster has to inspect hose and brooms for every student before the student is allowed, we should condone the lines and everything. Why are
they even asked to bring those things?
No, let's assume even those things have to be brought. I am still saying that you can simply let student leaders inspect those things.
I have another question.
And it should not be a reason why I spend 6 hours in a school to deliver my word.
Why should parents buy mattress and send to a school?
I thought it's
Why doesn't the school have mattresses?
No, I thought the government provides that.
No, they have to
No,
bring
they
their
have to
mattress.
bring your own mattress.
Really?
Yeah. You let me read more
Are you
messages
sure?
for you.
Look at the picture. The boys are carrying mattress. They are holding Ghana
Yeah.
must go. They are
I
having
thought the
boots,
government provides that as
cutlass.
part of the free senior
no.
high school.
No.
No. Then no.
See, look
I
at the
think-
mattresses.
No,
I took a
think
mattress to school.
Then something must be wrong with how it is being, because ideally it should be part of the expenses.
Okay, you let me finish more messages for you.
Mattresses?
Yeah.
They're always taken to school.
Oh, then there's something wrong. somewhere.
But why? You want to go and lie on mattress someone has used already.
Not that the government
That's what
is
the
supposed
government
to
should
provide,
provide it.
Yes, that's part of the free senior high
Sonkos will be waiting for you.
Bed bugs.
Sonkos will.
But let me finish a couple more messages for you and then we can continue. The admission process at Presec Legon was hectic, laborious, very inefficient, and a mess. Let me read it again. The admission process at Presec
My school.
Legon was hectic,
Why
laborious.
are you reading like that?
Oh,
But so I should not read again.
Emphasis.
And very inefficient and a mess.
Always have a living God.
I don't understand why in this era of ICT we should join a long queue to just register, then join another for the assignment of a house
Charlie.
into bracket dormitory. I went there with my ward at 8 a.m. and left the campus at 9 p.m.
Unacceptable.
This cannot be acceptable.
PM.
The registration room was crowded.
Oh, dear.
It was hot. Kids were sweating. No water or food for them.
Oh.
No parent is allowed into the hall.
Oh.
Frustration for parents and wards.
On behalf of the school, I want to apologize to
I
this
haven't
parent.
finished reading the message. Please let me finish my message.
You know we share in this disgrace because I'm an associate. You wait.
Yeah,
but
God
let me
is
Finish
great.
reading the message. Please keep quiet and finish my
God
message.
is grace.
Where have I reached? Aloski, stop that. The schools
You two, you have invested in
the schools need to sanitize the admission process. Technology should aid this. Go purely online. Let students be assigned to the respective houses and the registration can take place at the various houses. Alternatively, if they intend to go manual, then spread out the registration process throughout the week. This is not rocket science. Hope no parent goes through this process next year.
I apologize.
GES
Let
must
me-
be
let me-
ahead
let me
of the
apologize.
time.
And also,
Every year
messages.
they'll
and
go
also
through this.
promise that we'll engage the school to think of a solution.
You have built AI center and people are sweating in the room.
Yes, we apologize.
You have gone to build, President, you have built AI center and
people are
kids
many.
are sweating on admission.
People are
You see,
many.
you see the dissonance.
I say
Hello, good morning
on
to
behalf of
city.
the school.
No, let him clap.
Yeah, you won't apologize anything.
Please. I got
Please.
first. Your microphone is terminated.
You cannot terminate it.
I
I'm
apologize.
saying that I will engage the head of alumni
Technology.
and we'll take this issue up.
Very well.
It's a disgrace.
Completely.
I'll call head of alumni that
Yeah, but it's grace.
Let me add two more, then I think Kakra and Sky can come in. Hello, good
was
morning.
Prempe any better.
But
Have you seen anybody complain about Prempe? Have you seen anybody complain about
Their
Prempe?
listeners are in Kumasi.
Hello, good. No, we are in Accra. Hello, good. It was a flawless.
Oh, liar.
It was a flawless process at Prempe College. Akulache, Tonse Naya.
You don't have the evidence.
Oh, the evidence is there.
They're
But the parents are reporting. Somebody, look, we have had a report from Lolobi. I'm getting to Pojo's very soon. We've had Roses, Ebri girls.
Some
Why
have
won't
even
Prempe
sent a
come in?
voice note. Some parents have.
Prempe was flawless.
Look at
Morning,
the way
Team
he's
City.
doing it.
Please, currently we have. Let me see this. We
Prempe
have,
College.
hold on, please. Let me finish. We have only Form 1s in our school now. Prospective Form 2s and 3s are homo.
That's why they couldn't help.
Please, the Form 2s are returning on 5th January 2026 and Form 3s are returning on 27th October 2025. We are still using old methods to punish parents. Concerned citizen. Hello, Bernard and team. Good morning. Is the free actually free? My ward is a day student. We have been to her school 3 times already.
Hey.
And anytime we are asked to go and buy things, make photocopies of notes. Can you imagine accounting notes? The child has not yet sat in class, but notes are ready for parents to go and photocopy. Aside that, we are to supply 1 ream of A4 each, 1 bundle of ruled sheets, sanitary items. All of these things, we have all of these things have vendors at the gate who are doing business. It is frustrating and very expensive. The schools are cashing in. My school child is at Nungwa Senior High School. This is Ekua. Abeku, help me out here. So many solutions, even with the fiscal systems. Why must all of them go to school the same day? Godfred, I agree with your opinion on how the school situation should be handled. When we want everything free and we let the politicians mess up our heads, this problem in secondary school will nevertheless be solved. The infrastructure in the secondary schools cannot simply hold the students. Free. Here we are. This is Eric from Kofodia. Very unhappy this morning.
Freedom.
Good morning, guys. We can learn from the way universities do their admissions. This is Godwin Anderson from Okwegono. Good morning, Bernard. My cousin was placed at Pojos and he reported on Saturday. The process was quite easy and straightforward. Well done, Pojos. However, my only disappointment is that Form 1s placed in Boache House do not have beds to sleep on and have to sleep on the floor. The floor is not even smooth. It has holes. Honestly, I expected better from Pojos. This is KS from Ayi Mensa. Bernard, I agree with Godfrey. Yes,
Your produce.
Please don't come and add people to their disgrace this morning. Mind you, can apologize. Stop dragging people into your disgrace. Kwame Menaku from Abokobi. You just need to know digitally your class and house. 1,500 people will then be entering 10 houses, not one place. So it becomes 150 people entering one house, for example. It is much more manageable. Aloski, a colleague who had admission for her twins 50 kilometers from Accra, went on Saturday for their admission. The frustrations she went through overwhelmed her. Bernard, to prevent this chaotic situation in all schools, GES should ensure that students report in batches instead of all of them converging on the same day for admission. For example, general arts students will arrive on day 1, science students on day 2, etc. This will prevent all the chaos we see on day 1 during admission days. This is Edmond Agbeve. Ben, I don't think it's ideal for all the students to report on the same day. We should consider introducing a system where students report by appointment or in batches. Fortunately, they study different subjects, so we can easily communicate staggered reporting schedules to parents to ensure order and harmony. Alternatively, we could adopt a system similar to what the University of Ghana has. Godfred is just being an idealist. The main process of admitting the students is quite simple, but it's the checking of the items on the prospectus that prolongs the whole process. Some parents also intentionally or unintentionally do not come along with the other documents that have been requested by the school. You need to be a part of the system to properly appreciate how everything works. Bless up, KS from Ayi Mensa.
Okay, let me take you to a report that Fauzu Masaudu filed after reviewing the admission system or the first day of school for a number of second cycle institutions. Here's his report.
It was a busy scene at Accra Academy on Monday as scores of parents went through admission procedures for the awards, with first-year students reporting to senior high schools nationwide. Unlike in previous years, the school's management said it had adopted a decentralized system to minimize congestion during admissions.
General arts, the general science, visual arts, agric, and then business. So when you go to the centers, right from this angle, we have the business people and then the visual art set up over there. Then the science at the OJ Square. Then we have the general arts at the Assembly Hall. We have officers who are collecting them. So the people have not amassed themselves over there to create any problems.
Some parents who spoke to the news team expressed satisfaction with a smooth process.
The process is going okay. You come and then you meet very smart people doing the work, and there is no any frustration.
So you are done with everything? Have you gone through the entire process?
Yes, I'm almost done. We are now going to look for the dormitory that is going to reside.
The assistant headmaster in charge of administration also noted a slight drop in admissions, attributing it to the ongoing efforts to gradually phase out the double track system.
Based upon the idea of going back into the single track system, I think the government of the day met all the heads and then appealed to them for all the schools, and because of our infrastructure difficulties and things like that, we need to go back to the single track. And if we can go back to the single track system, meaning the numbers will have to be reduced. So what we are anticipating is that this year, per what the headmaster has given out, we're going to have not more than 1,000 students. And 1,000 students in such a way that if you don't do that, we'll find it difficult to roll out the single track system. By next 2 years, Accra Academy should go back to the single track system.
Meanwhile, in a related development, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, during a surprise visit to Presec Legon, announced plans for a comprehensive review of the computerized school placement system to improve its credibility and effectiveness.
I feel myself what parents are going through. I have observed that some parents are unhappy, justified. Some students are unhappy, justified, because they chose a particular course, science, and was given general art for business. That would be a disincentive even for that child to fully have influence. So it means that the computerized placement system is not working well for the country, and I'm happy to review this, and I would review it. I'll put in place a committee to review its performance over the decade and then give me a credible alternative.
In the Ashanti region, Charles President Reverend Stephen Owusu-Setre assured that schools currently have adequate food supplies, with government promising to replenish stocks soon.
For now, we have a little bit of food to feed the students now, but we are expecting government to bring more food very soon, and we have been told that food will be supplied very soon. And I know the minister and the director general, they are aware, and they are working on it. And I don't expect that the food supply to delay. And let's wait. Now that we have something to feed the students with, we are okay for now.
In the northern region, first-year students have begun reporting, with the Bimbela SHS recording over 800 new students, its highest intake ever. However, at Treponi SHS in the northeast region, only 57 out of 266 placed students had reported by Monday.
And out of the 266 who are placed, we have 200 who have completed the admission process. So, and with that, the student is there to report to the school, because the prospectus and whatever basic thing they are needed are spelled out. So the student is there to come. It's not like the previous time. I am thinking will be the wait and see, and the reporting, the wait and see.
Some parents have commended the online registration process, describing it as cost-effective and less stressful compared to the previous manual system.
Well, the process has been going on well. Just that the crowd is too much for some of us, because having a child and then coming to be in a queue is not easy.
I'm from Tamale to Bimbela. It's not easy. So immediately I started my distance on the line. Everything will make easier for me.
So that was Fauzu Masaudu's report from across the country, Accra Academy first, later on through to other regions. All right, let me just read a couple more that I've received on my phone.
Yeah, before you do that, though, it will be useful to read the Daily Graphics version of the voice we played, right? Mm-hmm. Because they published on page 13 a story that says Education Minister orders CSSPS review. The story is by Emmanuel Bonny, and it says the Ministry of Education has announced plans to constitute a technical team in the coming days to undertake a comprehensive review of the computerized school selection and placement system, CSSPS. Now, the effort, the ministry says, is to ensure greater transparency, efficiency, and fairness in the placement of students in second cycle institutions across the country. Mm-hmm. The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, made the announcement during a surprise visit to the Presbyterian Boys Senior High School in Accra yesterday. Now, the comment comes in the wake of the annual ritual of complaints over placements into senior high schools across the country. Now, this year, for instance, resolution centers were established in the regions to cater for complaints from parents, guardians, and students. Mr. Idrisu interacted with students, teachers, and management of Presec during the visit to gain first-hand insight into the conditions of teaching and learning, infrastructure, and general preparedness for the academic term. Actually, he commended staff for their dedication to duty and reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to improving educational infrastructure, teaching resources, and administrative system to enhance equitable access to quality education. Now, the minister emphasized that the forthcoming review of the CSSPS would engage key stakeholders, including education managers and representatives of parents and students, to ensure the placement system continue to serve the best interest of all Ghanaians and learners. Now, it goes on to say that first-year students began reporting to school last weekend to commence the 2025-2026 academic year.
A few quick comments on the issue. Hi, Bernard, Godfred, and team. Godfred is right. Unfortunately, we enjoy the bottlenecks, and so we detest smooth processes. In many places in Ghana, we see technology as a decoration rather than an enabler. A few thoughts. Bibles and hymn books are not exclusive to Presec. Can't parents buy them as part of their awards list of things? 2. What are the key things you need for registration? Which of these need to be done on the first day, and which really needs to be done by the housemaster? 3. I've seen smooth systems deployed in a school in Ghana, and I think it can be done. 4. There is more to be said, but this would make my message too long. Final point. Why should the schools hold on to all the registration information until the actual registration day? This is from Christian. Sending this in. Another one. Hi, Bernard. Regarding the secondary school thing, this is a matter of planning. Managing space and numbers. Clearly, the school could take only 1,500 students, but each one coming with their parents doubles the number or more. In this case, what happens in other registrations is that clear communication is sent to parents to schedule each student and the time they will show up. For instance, they can schedule 150 students every hour. Say 150 students and parents at 9, another at 10, all through the day. Surely, as the hours go, the school administrators understand the possible challenges and know what to expect and better ways to understand this. This is from Odadie Sicho, listening in the United Kingdom. There's another one that was sent from a parent whose child was sent to Adisadel College. Good morning, Bernard. My son was placed at Adisadel College. We arrived at 7:30 a.m. but had to wait for about 2 hours before the list for courses and houses was ready. I think the process was thorough, and the dormitory my son was assigned to was quite decent. Okay, so thank you so much. Good morning, Bernard. Charlie, yesterday, Presec Legon no try at all with the admission process. I was seriously disappointed. Okay. Maybe we should place a call to the headmaster for him to explain why the process was so chaotic.
Have they now been released to speak to the media?
I don't think they've been banned from speaking to the media.
I think under the previous administration there was this.
These days they speak.
And these days they speak.
Maybe the headmaster should speak, because the way my school is getting this.
No, but they're not the only ones. I mean, every girls, like I said, a lot of. If you go to the Twitter board, for instance, a lot of parents were very, very unhappy with every girls.
What happened
yesterday? So let me just go through our own. I think Delali. Douglas Bessa experienced the traffic on his way somewhere yesterday as well and had been complaining about it. But let's see. So let me read a thread for you from Ebugis. This one says, Maunyo tweets and says, every girls have the worst admission process this academic year. Purely shambolic. Papa Kwesi then also recounts his experiences. I was there at 6 a.m. and still couldn't complete the process. It was chaotic, to put it mildly. Sorry, I got there at 6:24, completed the process at 4:20. My sister almost collapsed. Papa Kwesi then says, you are part of the lucky ones. We had to return to Accra after it degenerated into fisticuffs around 5 p.m. Most of these kids didn't have a single meal yesterday. I'm highly disappointed in
the school have provided
every
them some
girls.
Food for the first day.
Yes. And so, yeah.
Yes, another one.
I'm seeing a video of the traffic build-up towards Iburi. I mean, this is published by Adom FM.
Serious?
Heavy traffic from Ayi Mensa to Iburi as first-year students report to Iburi Girls School. It
Bernard, I had mine at Katasco last Saturday. It was terrible. Yeah. So it's not just an Accra matter.
And then the Pujos, no, since 80 so, we sleep for floor and chobos. It's also one coming in. For the SHS registration, can it be staggered by some method? Example 1, by students with surnames starting with A, D2, B, Ds, you know. Good morning. I trust you are doing well. I bet you there is no challenge with the school placement system. The challenge is the insincere Ghanaian who always wants to cut corners to achieve his or her selfish political and social aims. This is Ni from Bachona. This one says, okay, I took my younger brother to St. Mary's, Lolobi. Franklin Kujo, good morning. The process was quite smooth because we were not a lot on that Saturday. Before going to the school, you have an online admission where you are given an admission letter, a house, prospectus, etc. Your documents are just verified when you get to the school and a physical folder opened for the student. My disappointment was the route from Hohoi to Lolobi. The road is beyond terrible.
Honorable
For the
Abuja.
state of some of the dormitories, if I had a choice, I would have returned home with my ward.
Yeah, the dormitories are a problem. The dormitories are a problem.
Yeah.
Sky, there's a lot of overcrowding in our schools. A lot of bed-bug infestations. And a lot of the schools don't have beds.
Yeah.
So it's like you are sleeping in a prison camp.
Yeah, which
It's
is not
so bad.
which is not good. I think it's a terrible
But
thing.
can we do anything?
Well, you see,
Like-
that,
The spacing?
Yeah, is it like they can? I don't know.
you see that,
Is that why they do a double track?
well,
Oh
even
my
that
God.
created its own problems. But I think we have to be frontal with the facts that when the government introduced this free senior high school education thing, I do not think that we were able to match seriously the size of the promise with the needed investment to actually enhance or expand capacity of the schools across the country as to easily absorb the Ghanaian students who we were expecting. We just sort of went into it without actually committing resources in a big way. And that is what the problem is. Now, the question is whether the new government coming in should disturb the current arrangements, or there needs to be some reforms and the requisite investment to be able to deal with the numbers. Because clearly, I mean, you cannot go and leave your ward in a school expecting that she will have a place to sleep only for news to emerge that they're sleeping on the floor. That is completely unacceptable. In fact, we should be able to tell that, okay, over the next 5 years, we expect numbers into, say, what do you call it, the secondary schools to go up by, say, 10%, 20%, and plan accordingly. Invest accordingly. Because, Bernard, it doesn't take a day to build a dormitory.
Yeah.
It takes maybe a year, 6 months, 2 years in some cases to be able to put that infrastructure in place. And when you finish, you have to put facilities in there. So if you are just assuming that, oh, let's receive everybody free of charge, and the requisite investment is not going to actually deal with the challenges that flow from that, that is where the failure is coming in. And, you know, the government must think hard about this.
You know,
and do the requisite investment.
What is when I interviewed Professor Aite yesterday, he said he doesn't understand why somebody like him should have his son go to secondary school for free, and yet under the new free SHS policy, every child goes. Then he also made the point that, you know, he thought that the new government could have tidied the free SHS up, that there are ways of doing means testing, but because of course political promise, they cannot stop it. You know, I pushed them on that. I'll bring the cue to you, but I think it's a really interesting point he makes.
You know, it was the debate that we had ahead of the introduction of the free SHS, and I believe that was a big issue those days, insisting that we need means testing. It should not be free for everybody. The poorest of the poor who struggle to pay the fees and who can't, without, you know, the support of government, get into the educational system, those are the people we need to support.
Here's another one. Hello,
But
hello
unfortunately,
guys.
it didn't happen.
We were stuck in traffic at a brief for almost 5 hours returning to Accra from Koforidua. We had to make a U-turn and go through Nsawam through Adesu and Bojuase to Kaswa. It was not fair to motorists yesterday. Kwabla Pavis, DJ of Kaswa.